When I Fall in Love by Miranda Dickinson. Read by Penelope Rawlins. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. John Lennon. Chapter 1. Not supposed to be like this.
Excuse me, miss?
Elsie Maynard looked up from her half-crossed-out shopping list to see the hulking figure of a security guard blocking her way.
Hi, sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush, actually, so if you'll just...
I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me, please.
This was the last thing she needed today. Not only had her lunch break been delayed by 45 minutes by a particularly persistent wafer cone salesman, but also, in her haste to complete all the shopping tasks on her list, she had left work without her umbrella just as the heavens opened. And now this.
I've told you I don't have time to stop.
The huge security guard gave a world-weary sigh and clamped an enormous hand rather too heavily on her shoulder.
I must insist, miss. I believe you have goods you have not paid for, so if you will just accompany me back into the shop, please.
What on earth was this man mountain on about? Of course she had paid. What kind of person did he think she was? Incensed at the very notion, Elsie opened her mouth to protest when a new voice interrupted her.
Hey, can I help?
He was young, arguably handsome, with dark brown hair and green eyes. Everything about him gave the impression of someone in complete control. From his neat haircut to the well-cut suit and overcoat he wore, together with the fact that, frustratingly, he was apparently immune to the large splats of rain Elsie could feel soaking through her too thin work uniform and tights. Over his shoulder, Elsie caught sight of a blonde-haired young woman dressed in a turquoise and black 50s diner waitress outfit, looking as if somebody had just tipped a bucket of water over her head. And her heart sank as she realized it was her own reflection in the shop window. Mr. Impervious to Rain's smile would probably have been welcome, were it not for Elsie's sneaking suspicion that he was enjoying the sight of her, bedraggled, flustered, and now squirming with embarrassment on the steps of the High Street chemist's.
I'm fine, thank you. It's just a misunderstanding, she began.
But Mount Kilimanjaro had turned his attention from her to seek solidarity with the recent male addition to the street spectacle.
She hasn't paid,
he confided, pointing a thick finger at the hemorrhoid preparation and earwax softener in Elsie's hand.
For those items.
Oh, my life. In her fury at being accused of theft, Elsie had completely forgotten the two quite possibly most embarrassing items in the whole world that she now held. But of course she had paid for them, hadn't she? The young man suppressed a smile, and Elsie felt her stomach lurch again as cold raindrops permeated her collar and began to run down the back of her neck.
I'm sure it's just a small misunderstanding.
He smiled affably at the gargantuan, unsmiling man, still gripping Elsie's shoulder.
Look, here's 20 quid. Can't be any more than that, can it?
A brief glimpse of softness flashed across the security guard's steel expression.
Well...
Sensing his opponent weakening, the young man's smile eased wider.
I imagine you see this kind of thing every day, huh? Lunchtime shoppers, brains left at the office, so many shiny things to buy that they make one tiny slip of judgment.
He turned the whiteness of his sincerity on Elsie, a move which may have been intended to comfort, but had the direct opposite effect.
I mean, this girl seems very lovely, and not really your average shoplifter, eh?
The steel returned as Mountain Man surveyed her.
Takes all sorts.
I'm sure it does, officer, but trust me, I see all manner of felons in the course of my job, and I can spot a wrong 'un a mile off. This, sir, is not one of them.
This? Despite the help obviously being offered by the smartly dressed stranger beside her, being referred to as an inanimate
Sample complete. Ready to continue?